Hi everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. So today I have a tutorial for you, and I was recently at a conference and they showed us how to make these, and I thought, well, this is going to be really hard, and it really wasn't. So I wanted to share with you how it works. I got all three of the different effects to share with you. So the oxidizing finish is this one that I did here, and you can see just by kind of letting it drip, I got some different effects. If you had it straight, you could get different effects again. So lots and lots of different options. There's also an oxidizing finish kit, which is the different shades of blue, but I want to use this rust. I'm really intrigued by the rust one. So the idea being that, of course, you don't have to spend forever doing all of these different techniques. There's three things in each box. So when you open it up, you can see here, we have our nozzle to spray with. You have your oxidizing iron paint, you have your primer, and then you have your rust effect, which is the one you're going to screw your nozzle on. So I'm going to do that. So I'm ready. Now, it does take a little bit of time in between coats, but within a couple of hours, you can really have this done, or leave it overnight, those kinds of things. So the first thing we have to do is 2 coats of primer. So the primer is here. It says leave half an hour between coats. I'm just going to give this a bit of a shake just to make sure it's not separated. So I'm going to do 2 coats, and then what we'll do is we'll come back. I'll show you how to do the next coat. We'll leave it to dry, and then we'll come back and do the oxidizing, because the oxidizing part at the end is fun. So we'll condense this process to make it super easy. I'm using a Tonic Easy Clean Mat and a paintbrush here. So again, nothing special, difficult, any of those things. This is just a glass bottle. One I actually got on clearance, I think in Joann's at the end of Halloween, because it's like one of those spell bottle type things. And I'm not really doing, a particularly even or, anything like that. You just want to make sure it's completely coated was the main message. And I'm working on my Easy Clean Mat that I don't care about so much. So I have one that I use for paints and things, and say I don't do proper clear up on that, but that's all good. So you can see I'm just going around here. It doesn't really take much paint either. So make sure I've got everywhere, all the nooks and crannies. And of course my apron. And for those of you who have asked about our aprons, they are available to our Craft Challenge participants. There's a special offer at the end that includes, when we do our giveaways, we tell you how you can get your hands on a Hedgehog Hollow apron. You can't just buy them, so if you want to craft in one, I know they're an absolute fan favorite. So I'm just making sure I've got a good coat on here. And then I'm going to leave it 30 minutes. I'll pop on a second coat, and then we'll come back and show you the next layer. So now for the fun part, we get to do the reaction. I want to quickly recap what we did there. So we put the coat of primer on that you saw me do in full. Then I let that dry for half an hour, put another coat of primer on. And then you want that to dry. I think that one was 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours to dry that one. So I actually left it overnight just because it worked out better in my schedule. But it doesn't matter if you leave it longer. Then you're going to go in and you're going to add a coat of the iron. Leave that to dry for an hour, another coat of the iron, and now here we go. So I've left this to dry for just over an hour. Now in between, we're going to add now this rust. So this is the really cool part. I'm super excited because this isn't a product we were given or like asked to do a review of. We were given it just in a goodie bag, but I just loved it so much I wanted to share it with you. Anyway, when you do is you saw me earlier screw on my spray lid, and then you're just going to give it a spray. Now of course the more you spray it, the more of a reaction you'll get. And I'm just going to go in with a little bit of a lighter spray. And as I say, so I'm going heavier at the top, lighter at the bottom. And now it's going to take about 30 minutes or so to see a reaction. So we're going to just quickly do a time lapse so you get to see all the cool part, and then come back because I've got some fun things to tell you about. So we are done and it looks fab. Now I want to share a couple of top tips with you. So one thing I didn't mention is between paint coats, if you wrap your paintbrush in either like a baby wipe or some damp kitchen towel, you don't have to wash it between coats of the same paint. So you save yourself some time there and it's just way, way easier. Now the other thing is, after 5 minutes of applying this spray, I then added another spritz. There was a couple of areas I wasn't happy with, and I found a little bit of a hack that seems to work for me. So what I did was I resprayed that area, and I just grabbed my Wagner heat tool and I heated it. Obviously being careful because it's glass, so I don't want to crack the glass. But by heating it, it seemed to kind of expedite and intensify that reaction, and I got the yellow to come out really, really quickly. So if you have an area you just wanted to touch up, you can see like some of this is now going a bit more yellow. My top tip is to try out your heat gun. So you can see here, like I have some really cool like yellow patinas on here. I just love how it comes out, and I think it would be great either for home decor like this. So I'm going to use it like this and maybe put some incense sticks in, or use it like a little vase when Tilly picks me some flowers out the garden. I think it's perfect for that. But you could also use it, as you can see, on letters to make them look you know, like rusty. You can use it on a tray, you can use it on all sorts of different things. But I also love the idea of using it on your mixed media projects. You could use it on your Tim Holtz ephemera, those kinds of things, and add all of these effects in. So I think lots and lots of different options for us. So it's just something I used, I tried it in a demo, and I wanted to share it with you. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications of every video, plus of course all of our Creativation coverage, and give us a thumbs up too. And in the meantime, happy crafting, but I will see you tomorrow for another tip, trick, tutorial, or maybe something a little bit different. I'll see you then. Bye.